Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. It's Champions League time. Yep, it's spotting up next, and it's a big one. It's another very, very big game for us, and obviously, big win over the weekend against Nottingham Forest. Just exactly what we needed right after the international break. We seriously needed that win to try and close the gap on Man City and Liverpool. But now another crucial game. This time, it's spotting. 4 Champions League games done, 4 to go. We've had 2 wins so far, a draw and a loss. At the beginning of the season, my prediction and what I expected us to have and what I thought would be enough for us to qualify in the top 8 was 5 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. So far, we've had 2 wins, a draw, and a loss. So that means we need, out of the next 4 games, we need to win 3 and draw 1 for that prediction to be accurate. Now, if we can win 4 out of 4, even better. Now, Sporting is not an easy team at all. We've already seen them, they're currently top of the table in Portugal. The last time we played Sporting, they eliminated us from the Europa League, and it was a disastrous day. That is the same day that Saliba and Tomiyasu got injured, and it basically killed off the end of our season that year. It was terrible when we last played Sporting 2 years ago. But if you consider that the way they've been doing in their league and the way they're scoring goals, they have a certain player called Gyökeres, which every Arsenal fan wants at Arsenal, or who every Arsenal fan wants at Arsenal. And on top of that, the way they played against Man City last time and scored 4 goals past them, it's not going to be an easy game at all. Now, if this game was the first game of the Champions League season for us, I'd be like, yeah, draw absolutely fine. And for my prediction to be correct, if we were to get one more draw, I'd be like, yeah, this is the game that you can draw. Absolutely no problem. It's not going to be easy to go to Sporting, not at all. But the thing is, the situation where we are right now, we don't want I don't want us to go into the last 2, 3 games like pressure. I remember around like 10 years ago, there's a time like we went to Basel or something, a final group game, and you had to win, I think, to go through. I think we've had a couple of those as well against Dortmund and maybe Olympiacos or something. It's very rare that you go into the last couple of games. And now the new Champions League format, like you have to play well all the way to the end. But you can give yourself, a bit of leeway, a bit of margin for error if you go and you beat Sporting and you go and you beat Monaco. So after Sporting, you have Monaco, and then you have Dinamo Zagreb and Girona. Now, let's say if you win this game, well and good. You're on 10 points. You're probably in the top 8, and you only need like maybe a win and a draw to the next 3 games for you to clinch top 8. I think you need around 15 points to get into the top 8. But if you draw the game, not the end of the world, but that means going into the next 3 games, a lot of pressure. And you're looking at those home games against Monaco and Dinamo Zagreb having to win. And 2 of those games against Dinamo Zagreb and Girona, we have to wait until next year. So I think at the end of January and February as well. So we'll have to really wait. And there's going to be a lot of games coming up. And with all the games in December and January, I don't want us to go into games in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup and Champions League needing to win. We already need to win the FA Cup games, already need to win the Premier League games, already need to win the Carabao Cup games. So if we do win this game against Sporting, we're giving ourselves, a bit of margin for error at the end of the 7th and 8th games of the league table. So it's a big one still. It's still a very, very big game that a win would be excellent. But as we know, Champions League away from home for us so far, since we got back into the Champions League last season, it hasn't been great. We lost to Lens, we drew with PSV, we narrowly won against Sevilla, we lost to FC Porto, we lost to Bayern Munich, we lost to Inter Milan recently, we drew with Atalanta. So out of those 7, 8 away games we've played so far in the Champions League the last 2 years, we've only managed to win one, and that was a 2-1 win against Sevilla. The last game against Inter Milan, I think we played well. We created a lot of chances, didn't take them. I think Inter Milan were lucky to win that game. I'm hoping for the same performance. Not the one against Inter Milan, not the ones we had against Bayern Munich and FC Porto away. No, go for them. I wouldn't mind a draw, to be honest, but as I've said, it's going to be a lot of pressure at the end of the league phase if we don't win this game. If you win this game, you get yourself into the top 7, top 8 in the table. Is looking good, and after a win against Nottingham Forest, everything is looking very rosy again. And then you go into those games against West Ham and Man United, very high on confidence. Losing is a no-no. We cannot afford to lose this game at all. I know these teams below us, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, PSG, Atletico Madrid, all those guys are behind us, and they've lost 2 games. Bayern Munich have lost twice, Madrid have lost twice. But you can look at Madrid and you're like, okay, they're going to probably win the next games, and we want to be ahead of them. We want to finish in the top eight. We want to have, we don't want extra fixtures around February and March. By the way, if we don't finish in the top eight, you're not out of the Champions League. We just have another two fixtures basically in February. You're getting two playoff fixtures, but I want us to finish in the top eight, be comfortable, focus on the league, focus on the Carabao Cup, focus on the FA Cup until like March, where we can now focus on the Champions League. So it's not going to be an easy one, but I'm hoping we can do a job. Let's see another good away performance like we did against Inter Milan this time. Let's score the goals this time. Let's finish the chances. At least this time you have the likes of Odegaard back on the pitch. That is very much welcome. Very, very much welcome. Looking forward to seeing Gabriel and Saliba up against Victor Gyökeres, a player that everyone wants at Arsenal. We've seen him scoring hat trick after hat trick after hat trick every single game I watched for him for Sweden and Sporting. He always like tends to score hat tricks and doubles and all that. Like he rarely fails to score. So you probably predict him to score against us this midweek. But big game, guys. Big game. We need to go out there and have a performance. And I'm not as confident as I was against Nottingham Forest because of our away record in the Champions League, but I'm confident you're not going to lose. So I'm hoping that you're going to get a win. I wouldn't be that sad about a draw. If you had drawn Inter Milan and then drawn this, that is fine. But the fact that we've lost to Inter Milan and you've already drawn with Atalanta earlier on in the season, then this becomes a very crucial game. So let's hope we can go there and win. If we don't, then that means the next three games, we have to win all three of them, finish in the top eight. So let's see how it goes. What would be the lineup for this one? As again, on Saturday, we have a big game against West Ham as well. We need another Premier League win. Man City have lost again. Liverpool, this is being recorded right before the Liverpool-Southampton game as well. So I'm assuming they're going to win that game. And games do not get easier. The games are coming thick and fast, and all of them are basically must wins right now. So which kind of lineup will I go for in this one? Luckily, last game we got to see Saka performing, Odegaard performing, Merino performing, and we got to rest Partey for half of the game. I don't even think you'd have come on if Jorginho didn't pick up that yellow card, but he came in and scored, so it worked out. We got to rest Havertz for the entire 90 minutes, rested Martinelli for the entire 90 minutes, rested Rice for the entire 90 minutes. So which players come back for this game? So this is the lineup I have gone for. So David Ryan goal, obviously, again, I think he was very, very good over the weekend against Nottingham Forest, underrated performance. Back four, I've gone with Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber. I was very, very happy as well. I've mentioned all those players who got trusted and all those players who did well. I was very happy that Calafiori and Timber are also taken off. Now that Ben White is injured for the next few months, and we don't know if Tomiyasu is going to be back, you obviously know we can't depend on him. We don't have too many fullbacks right now. We do have Kivior and Zinchenko who can play at left back, which is good. But in terms of the big games of the Premier League, we have to protect Timber and Calafiori. Like it brings a lot of balance. Kivior is a good defender. I don't think Kivior is the worst defender Arsenal has ever had. I don't think Zinchenko is the worst defender Arsenal have ever had. Like when Kivior plays, I'm not like, oh my goodness, unless he's playing up against Sane, against Bayern. But whenever Kivior is playing, I'm not like, goodness me. The 2 years he's been at Arsenal, I've not been like, oh my goodness, Kivior is playing, we're in trouble. No, he's made a couple of mistakes, but I don't think he's a bad defender. But when they play, like the balance is not there. Like if you play Kivior at left back, and then sometimes, team is at left back and then Partey's at right back. You know what I mean? Like the balance is not there. When Calafiori, Timber, Gabriel, and Saliba there's a balance there. So we need to be protecting Calafiori and Timber. So if they play, whenever they play 60 65 minutes, and then you take them off and then you bring on the other players. Zinchenko can come on, Kivior can come on, no problem. Calafiori, Timber at fullback for this game. Big game, big test against their wingers as well. They do play with wing backs. I don't know if they're going to continue that after the manager has left, now that Amorim has left. Oh, that's another thing. We are going to play in Sporting without Amorim, so that is interesting. Let's see how they do. Midfield, I'm bringing back Partey for Jorginho. Jorginho can come on in the second half. Jorginho, another player I don't have a problem with at all, but Partey is magnificent when he came on against Nottingham Forest. Fantastic. Now, one player I'm keeping is Merino. I rewatched the game twice or thrice. Actually, when I'm talking to you right now, Arsenal and Nottingham Forest is on screen for the third time now. This is the third time I'm watching it, and Pat is absolutely fantastic. He's controlling everything in midfield. There's an interception I missed talking about in the reaction where he like literally came back and took the ball from Maina when they were trying to counter attack. He was magnificent, and he was taking shots as well, confident. Bring him back for this one. We can bring on Jorginho later on. Party needs to stay fit as well. Very important. Merino, I just confused the two players, but you get what I mean. Both of them, there's a couple of interceptions both of them made. Merino at the end of the game when they're trying to counter attack us, Merino made a very quick read and interception, and Partey as well in that midfield. And he came on, he made an interception as well. Like he was very, very good. Ran back and won the ball back. So yeah, let me go back to Merino. I had a brain freeze there, but both of them had interceptions. I want both of them to play together for this one and rest Rice. There's no need of bringing him back. But Marina's played well. Watch the game again. He was very, very good once again. I think I gave him an 8 out of 10. So there's no need of rushing Rice. Let's not have bring him back again and then he gets injured again. No, let's give him 3-week breaks. He's been out for 2 weeks now. Rest him until the West Ham game. Bring him for that game, and he's rested 3 weeks, and we get a fully recovered Rice. Look at Saka. He's rested 2 weeks, and he looked like a different player against Nottingham Forest. Let's do the same as well. If a player gets injured, let's use other players who are in the team, and then Rice gets a rest. So Merino plays for me next to Partey and also Odegaard as usual in that number 10 position. And then up front, Bukayo Saka on the right side. These days he gets subbed out, so that is good. Havertz up front and then Martinelli on the left side. So someone can argue, maybe I think I gave Trossard and Jesus a 6 out of 10 in the ratings, but I watched the game again. I think, yes, they gave away the ball a couple of times, but in terms of movement, quick movements and passing, I saw a few passes from Trossard, Jesus as well, the runs in behind, as I mentioned in the player ratings. They are very good in terms of that. So maybe should have given them 7 out of 10. Some people are saying 3 out of 10. Let's not go there. But you can argue maybe Jesus deserves to start again. Maybe continue resting Havertz until next week, or Trossard on the left side, and Martinelli comes on. None of them came on. But for me, I'm bringing back these players. We need to be rotating every now and then. Next game, bring back Rice, and then maybe you start with Trossard again, with this time with Havertz, just something different. But that would be my lineup for this one. Martinelli need his space. Hopefully he uses that in this game. Saka as well, no problem. And Havertz as well, hopefully gets on the score sheet again. And then on the bench, Neto, Setford, Zinchenko, Lewis Kelly, Kivio, Jorginho, Rice, Nwaneri, Sterling, Trossard, Jesus, and Heaven. So a capable bench there. Players that you can use if things are getting hard. Then you can bring in Rice and players like Trossard. But hopefully, however the game is going, I'd like to see Sterling coming on again. I'd like to see Nwaneri coming on again. I would like to see Zinchenko coming on for Calafiori. Can give Calafiori again 60-65 minutes and then he comes off, or Kiwi or whoever. And then I'd probably like to see Jesus as well coming on. But ideally, if Rice doesn't have to play, let's not use him, and then let's rotate the players. But Sterling, Nwaneri, I want to see them coming on again in this game. So hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Prediction time. What is my prediction for this one? I feel like they're going to score. If we keep a clean sheet against your chorus, then happy days, happy days. But they just score a lot of goals, both in Champions League and in their league as well. They have very good attacking players. So I'm going to go for Sporting to score. I'm going to go for Sporting 1, Arsenal 2. I wanted to go for a 2-2 draw. I feel like there could be a 2-2 draw there, but we don't consider a lot of goals in the Champions League. In the 4 games we've played, we've only considered 1, right? And that was a penalty. So that is interesting. We only considered a penalty against Inter Milan. We've not considered an open play goal. But we've also not scored that many. So there's that. So that's why I was like 2-2. Maybe that is too much. Maybe it could be like a 1-1 or something. But I feel like we created a lot of chances against Inter Milan, and this time we're going to take them. So I'm going to go for Sporting 1, Arsenal 2. 2-1 win for Arsenal. I'm going to go for Saka to score again, and I'm going to go for Havertz to score. That is my prediction. Those are my goal scorers. Let me know your prediction. Let me know which lineup would you go for, which players would you rotate, would you bring Declan Rice back? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.